So tonight, guys, thank you for being here. I just want to show you a very simple setup. I taught it in my boot camp, but there's nothing better than repetition. I play the piano. I know how much of an importance that is. I used to play sports and I practice a lot of different things that I learned in different areas of my life. And you do it so much to the point where it becomes muscle memory. And so what I'm trying to teach you guys is mental muscle memory. And so today we caught a really good trade on a live call this morning. And I wanted to break this down because this setup is so simple. I want you guys to learn it tonight and go back test it. Okay. It's called the 2-day bounce. It's like a 2-day retest. All right. So 2-day bounce or 2-day retest. Now I'm also teaching you this because I got a couple people who would love for me to come to their house and teach them the skill, but we still haven't figured that out yet. But if I could just be at your house while I'm at my house tonight, that's a lot of houses. Okay. It's about 21 houses. All right. So 21 doors. So what tends to happen with the setup is like, it's very simple. You'll catch price retest an area coming from a demand or a supply for 2 days straight. And just like a trampoline, when you bounce off it, the more bounce you have, the further you go. Right, guys? Makes sense, correct? So I tend to love seeing price do that. Maybe it's on a Friday, price bounces off the area. Then by Monday, again, they return right back to that area. Sometimes on Tuesday and Wednesday, sometimes Monday and Tuesday, they retest the same zone. And every time they retest an area twice, you know there's power in that, right? So that's why I teach you guys to remember that there's power in price testing an area twice. Okay. So when the market retests an area twice on 2 separate days, they tend to play out very smoothly. That's the number one part. It teaches you, okay, wow, price tested this area Wednesday and today's Thursday. And then they broke structure retraced right here by 10-11. We caught this trade right in here. And I anticipated to get to where we're at right now. And that's exactly where it's at right now. I'm going to close out the profits from one of my accounts. Quick $310. That right there, let's do a little bit of math. Great trade, by the way. Shout out to you if you caught that trade. But it's like understanding why you took this trade, why it even made sense to hold it without any fear. I was so laid back today because of this setup, bro. I was like easy. But imagine somebody who, like, okay, my last job as a personal trainer, I was so ecstatic because for the first time in my life, somebody was paying me $17 an hour. Okay, $300 divided by 17. I needed 17 hours to make what I just did. But the funny thing is, this trade on a 1 hour time frame, if you catch price retesting a Wednesday and a Thursday twice, a break-in retest follows. It don't matter if it was 10, 11, or 12 p.m. You get in that trade and you give it at least until the end of the day minimum. Okay. So a 1 hour break-in retest after realizing that price bouncing area for 2 days straight, you can hold a trade like that for 12 hours. Easy. This is for the people who have problems holding on to trades because they don't know why they would hold on to the trade. They just see candles moving and they don't feel comfortable. All right. So this is why I dropped this video. I had it in the vault. I just never really had time to edit it and, just clean it out. So I dropped it as soon as I realized that I broke down a 15-minute breaker block entry earlier after we caught it. And I'm like, oh, well, let me, add even more game and drop this video right here. Who watched it? Who here watched it? It's 22 of you guys who had the time to watch this 3-minute video. It's okay. Don't be shy because we could watch it together for real. Yeah. And notice how I made the correlation with baking a cake or baking something in the oven, right? Poultry. Yeah, yeah. Who laughing, Ebony? Yeah. So it's like I was driving and I'm like, sometimes I'm driving and there's so much content in my head, but I don't be having like the time. So this time I had my camera with me. I'm like, yo, these thoughts are flowing. Let me go ahead and hit record before I forget. And there's more of these content styles coming. Did you guys like it? Should I drop some more from time to time?
Definitely.
Yes.
Got you, got you, got you. All right. So with this being said, like this is a good whole time trade for me. And the second thing I want to let you know is once a trade played out or you didn't know better, this is what you do, guys. You take screenshots and write things. For example, here's what I'm about to do so you guys can understand how I get better every single time. See, previous day retests are high quality trades that I can hold confidently until the end of the session. I can even add, in addition, 2-day retests are best to be held for 12 hours. And then, so I do this. I take a screenshot and I like to use the measuring stick just to like emphasize the date and how long it took. You see how it says 37 bars, 1 day, 13 hours? I need all of that. I need all of that, right? Just so I can remember for sure. And so when I'm thinking about something or I see something, I'm not just delusional about it. I have proof. Did somebody say proof?
Proof.
Yeah. Proof
Proof.
is definitely a measure of confidence because you're not delusional. You've seen it before, and there's reasoning behind why you take a trade because when you see it work, just like when Kevin Gates was talking about the whole battery trick thing, nobody believed him. And then a couple people started commenting like, yo, my dad been doing this for 30 years. Like if, the body's a great conductor. Like if you ever in some situations, you could use your body just to get your battery started. Proof, you know? So this is how you get better at whatever you're struggling with in trading. You find proof. And then you go looking to see if this happens often or if this was just a one-time thing. Look at this. Tuesday, September 3rd, Wednesday, September 4th. And when price did that, it took off. It didn't look back. Pulled back. But here's the thing. Some people be scared of that type of pullback. But look, once you notice that price already bounced off an area like this twice on 2 days, they're bound to go a little higher or you could hold it a little longer until it makes it to the next destination. Sometimes that's if they were selling, How they needed to come back here again was because they created the demand and tested it for 2 days. And then that gave them the base foundation they needed to buy back towards the internal structure where supply zone dropped. So a lot of y'all be wanting to be swing traders, or you want to know how to hold your trades longer. You got to study this type of stuff, screenshot it, and be like, wow, after price retested an area for 2 days, they had this rock solid foundation to swing this back up here. So it's like, wow, this is interesting. It all matches. It all makes sense. Now I know, hey, maybe I'm not able to hold a trade, for 2 hours, but you know what? I'm gonna keep pushing the muscle until I can hold for 2 days. But it has to be a trade that makes sense, that don't make me feel like a sucker, make me feel like a dummy, or somebody just scam me out my money if I take a trade, because a lot of times we feel offended downright. You held a position, you thought you had it, and then the market's like, oh, you have to be quicker than that. Let me get my money back. And you're like, bro, do you know how much hours I put into like analyzing you and getting in a trade? And that ain't even my money for it. That's my, like, you know what kind of bills I got to handle, market, and you take that back. The disrespect. I should just stop trading. You feel offended. So in order for you to move past the offensiveness, you have to know setups that work. And I know a lot of setups that work, which is why I'm so consistent and profitable. Never mind the fact that I also know how to be a good loser, which some of you guys are working towards becoming. I lose quick and I lose small. So that way it takes me less time to recover and be back on track again. Some of y'all be losing too large, and then it takes you a whole entire time, and you lazy because now you feel annoyed that you have to make this money back and run laps because you lost the game. Why are you mad you running laps? You could have closed a lot sooner, but no, you had high hopes and high faith. No, it don't work that way over here. If it ain't working out, close it. You'll make it back later. Got it?
Got it.
Okay. So setups like these, man, 2-day retests, bread and butter. These are so damn good. If I come up here, sometimes I skip a day. I'm like, I didn't understand what the hell was going on today, but I'll pull up next week. I'll pull up tomorrow. Look at this. Thursday, Friday. Price comes in, retest this area twice. Boom. I got my trade. If I see it, boom, you get a break and retest, even better. I'm in this trade at 11, stop loss above here. Because now that I know you tried to hit this gate twice, you couldn't get through, you going back home, buddy. And then sells down, and it took what, 3 hours? But by the time price made it here, I probably would have closed my trades. You see how long it took, right? 3 hours. So back to the baking concept. If you know your recipe, you wouldn't have to be weird about always checking to see how the food is doing under the oven. This food takes about 2 hours to simmer, to really bake and get into the meat of it, right? You can check it every 45 minutes, see how it's doing, make sure, the top is not burnt. Maybe you gotta, flip it a little, what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I didn't know I could cook, huh? Nice shit. But no, for real. So yeah, so like it's setups like these that really you don't have to force all these damn medical terminologies that everybody throwing around. Make this simple for you. Okay? If you don't remember anything tonight, remember this. Make trading simple for you, bro. Once you start to see things, I'm like, yo, I noticed this happens a lot. Boom. Monday, this was here on Sunday/Friday. They came back here, retested by Tuesday. Hey, you got no business retesting this area twice. I know what your intentions are. So here, look, I'm gonna do this for you. All right. Put my stop loss above here. and I'm gonna let it rock. How about that? Because now I know you can't even go past this area. You're gonna have to come back to where you came from, ain't it? All right, I see what's going on. So by the time you're in a trade like this, you know why you're holding on to it, and it's not no delusion on some delusional stuff. You've seen this before, and you take screenshots, and you write, and you notate, you journal. Okay, guys? How many pairs indices are you analyzing daily, or do you have the same ones? I trade like the same pairs every day. You see this list, it looks long, but for real, y'all know my body. US 30, gold. I traded Euro USD today because um gold was just doing too much. US 30 was a little uncertain. And so I said, let me go trade something that I'm used to, familiar with, and it was less risk, you know? And at this point now, I'm very versatile. I can hold trades for a long time. I could hold it. I could scalp. I could intraday trade. As long as I know what setup I'm looking at, I prepare myself for the setup. I'm like, oh, I know this setup. Damn, I'm gonna have to hold this for the end of the session. Okay, cool. I've had to wait for paychecks before at work. Why? What's the problem? You know, I had to wait for my direct deposit to hit at midnight before, and you needed that money all day. So what's the difference? I could hold a position as long as I know that I'm not going to be holding for no reason. There's proof behind why I'm holding this trade. I'm going to hold this trade. Hold time psychology. Okay. So the same setup would play out in GU as well. Notice how price retested Wednesday and Thursday. Same setup. And that's all we needed to see. Break and retest makes it even better. Put the stop loss below this. Let that joint rock. 8 hours, 9 hours, or just say, hey, I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna bake this trade until the end of the day. When price retests the area for 2 days, you could hold on to your trade and let that joint bake, bake until the end of the day. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? Has anybody ever broken it down like that for you? Of course not.
Never. Never.
Okay, so my homework for you guys is to go back and go back test what I just taught you here.
Hines,
Yeah, who's that?
Rich,
Hey, what's up, bro?
I'm good, man. I just have one question, Hines.
Okay, go ahead.
Sometimes I be scared because I see it's coming back to like where you see you have that supply.
Mm-hmm.
That be getting me messed up. I'm just like, do I close out my trade when it touch that area and just wait, or sometimes I be confused when that happens because I do see it come back from a supply. I'm waiting it to do that break and retest. One is does that. Sometimes it be close to my supply zone.
Mm. So you talking about here
Yeah.
when the market makes it to a supply zone like this, and you know this trade should be held a little bit longer, or you have your concerns. When in doubt, I'm gonna let L finish that statement.
Close.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You remember too. When in doubt, do what? Close partials.
Don't ever forget it.
Don't never forget it, ZB.
Yeah.
Because sometimes our fear is not irrational. Shit has happened before. But when you see this layout right here, price came from all the way over here, and you have this, and
Malcolm Albert.
when you have this area of supply here, yeah, sometimes they might make it here and just sell off, but not when this setup shows up. But when in doubt, close some partials. If they if they didn't stop at the red light and they keep going, add some of those gains and add some smaller positions because you already made the bulk of it here. You can continue and drive as the market keeps heading back to the supply. I like that. But sometimes, bro, if you made a good decision, stick by your decision. You don't even got to feel sour about it. But here's the thing. Sometimes this market challenges us in many, many ways. I've closed a lot of positions when it made it here many times in my trading. And then I go look, I'm like, damn, you kept running. What the heck? So I don't stay in that emotion. I'm like, you know what, man? All right. I take a screenshot. I'm like, okay, next time, hold this joint for like 12 hours. Don't close. Matter of fact, close partials, let the rest run for 12 hours. And then I broke out that fear. And I look at the market like, yeah, I fear you less, baby. What's up? Well, give me another challenge. Fearless. Fearing fear less and less, right? You guys remember me talking about that, right? The journey of fearlessness is what? Y'all remember that? The journey of fearlessness, and that's my quote right here. If you ever say that on social media, make sure you tag me respectfully. The journey to fearlessness is to be able to look in the face of fear one day and tell it, I fear you none. Because you spent several days, years learning how to fear less and less. So we're going to close it out with that quote right here. Go ahead and write this one down. Oh, and while you do, make sure you have me right here. Matter of fact, take a screenshot and tag me on social media, Facebook, Instagram. I'll repost it in the morning. I know my phone about to go crazy. I shouldn't have said that. Damn. Okay, guys. So, did you enjoy this webinar tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, we ain't got to do too much. Okay, so that's what I wanted to break down with y'all tonight. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. And y'all have a great night. Did y'all make sure to take some notes?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Jaqual, you know this stuff. You know the stuff, Jaqual. You good. All right. Even if anybody came in late, I really hope y'all learned something, and I'm gonna drop this webinar. I'm glad I ain't recording the beginning because I wasn't trying to I wasn't trying to have that moment be recorded, but you know. All right, y'all. Have a great night. I didn't want to keep you long. Peace, love, and blessings.